somehow a task that should take 10 minutes can quietly turn into an entire afternoon. You sit down to start, you check one notification, then another. You adjust your playlist, open a new tab, drink water for no reason, and suddenly your brain feels slow. But then something weird happens. The moment there's only 20 minutes left before class, or before a deadline, you suddenly lock in. Your brain gets sharp, decisions become faster, you stop overthinking, you actually finish things. Honestly, this used to confuse me because it made me wonder, if I was capable of focusing the whole time, why did it only happen under pressure? I think most people assume they're bad at focus, when really, their brain just isn't feeling any urgency. And yeah, there's a difference. A lot of us grew up hearing productivity advice that sounds super organized on paper. Make a schedule, plan your week, block your time perfectly. But real life doesn't feel that clean, especially when you're a student or just trying to manage your own life for the first time. Some days your energy is low. Some days your brain feels foggy for no reason. And sometimes the hardest part isn't the work itself, it's starting. That's the part nobody really talks about. Because once you start, things usually get easier. But getting yourself into motion, that's where most time disappears. And weirdly enough, time pressure can help with that. Not extreme pressure, not panic, just enough urgency to wake your brain up a little. Think about this for a second. If I gave you 3 hours to clean your room, you'd probably move slowly. You'd stop halfway, maybe scroll for a bit, maybe reorganize one random drawer for 20 minutes. But if a friend texts, "Hey, I'll be there in 15. Suddenly, you become efficient. You stop trying to make everything perfect. You focus on what actually matters. And that shift is important because deadlines force your brain to prioritize. Without pressure, your brain treats everything equally important or equally unimportant. That's why simple tasks can weirdly feel heavy when there's unlimited time. There's no signal telling your brain, "Hey, this matters right now." So your attention drifts. Now, here's the key part. Most people wait for external pressure, an exam, a deadline, a last-minute panic moment. But you can actually create small amounts of pressure on purpose. That's where timers come in. And honestly, this surprised me more than I expected. A while ago, I started using a 20-minute timer whenever I didn't feel like studying. Not because I suddenly became disciplined, mostly because 20 minutes felt less intimidating than study for 3 hours. That tiny change mattered because my brain stopped seeing the task as endless. It became a short challenge instead. And weirdly, once the timer started, I usually kept going anyway. Not always, but often enough. There's something about seeing time move that changes your behavior. You stop waiting to feel ready. You stop mentally negotiating with yourself every 5 minutes. You just begin, and beginning is powerful. I remember one night during college when I had this huge reading assignment sitting open on my laptop for almost 2 hours. I kept telling myself I'd start in a minute. Then I set a 15-minute timer almost out of frustration. That was it. No motivational speech, no productivity app, just 15 minutes. And somehow I got more done in that short session than I had the entire evening. Not because I became smarter, because the timer removed the illusion of unlimited time. Let that sink in. Unlimited time sounds relaxing, but for a lot of people, it actually creates hesitation. Your brain thinks, "I can always do this later," so later keeps moving. A timer interrupts that pattern. It creates a small boundary around your attention. And honestly, I think that's why this works so well for people who struggle with overthinking, because timers reduce decision fatigue. You're no longer asking yourself, "How long should I study?" Or should I start now or later? The decision is already made. Just focus until the timer ends. That's it, simple. Now, obviously, this isn't magic. A timer won't suddenly make every task fun. And some days your focus will still be messy. That's normal. But I do think a lot of people underestimate how much mental energy gets wasted when there's no urgency at all. Your brain likes clarity. It likes knowing there's a finish line, even a small one. And honestly, I've noticed something else too. When you work in shorter, focused bursts, you feel less emotionally drained afterward because you're not carrying the task around in your head all day. You gave it your full attention for a clear amount of time, then you moved on. That feels healthier, more sustainable, especially compared to constantly feeling guilty for not doing enough. So maybe the goal isn't to force yourself to become some perfectly disciplined person. Maybe it's just creating environments that make focus easier, small deadlines, short timers, clear starting points. That tiny sense of urgency can completely change how your brain responds to work. Not through fear, through direction. And honestly, most people miss that. If you want to try this yourself, keep it simple. Pick one task you've been avoiding. Set a timer for 15 or 20 minutes. And for that short window, give the task your full attention. No pressure to be perfect, just present. You might be surprised by how quickly your brain shifts once time starts feeling real. And if this video gave you a small mindset shift, consider subscribing to Small Shift. You can also share it with someone who's been stuck in I'll do it later mode lately. And let me know in the comments what usually helps you focus when your brain feels scattered.